Hey, interested in the biography of legendary racer Ryan Newman? You came right. Now we will tell you how he became a famous racer, and of course we will talk about his net worth. Pour coffee and listen carefully. Ryan Newman was born December 8, 1977 in South Bend, Indiana. Raised in the family of Greg and Diana Newman. He has a sister, Jamie. He graduated from Purdue University in 2001 with a BS in engineering. Newman made his racing debut in 1993 in the United Midget Auto Racing Association in the All-American Midget Series, winning both Rookie of the Year and the championship. His 100 feature wins and 2 titles have him in the Quarter Midget Hall of Fame. Moving to USAC in 1995 running the C.E. Lewis No. 39 Drinnen chassis-powered Brayton motor, he was roadie again in both the Midget Series and the Silver Crown in 1996. In 1999, he was the first driver to win in all 3 divisions while being the Silver Bullet Series champion in the No. 14 Beast chassis-powered Chevy. Newman's interest in driving may have come from his father, Greg, who had wanted to drive race cars but never had the chance to do so. He ran an auto repair business and encouraged his son to become a race car driver. Newman's mother also loved racing. The couple drove all night after their wedding in order to make it to a race the next day. When Newman was 4.5 years old, he drove in his first quarter midget race. The sport filled his childhood. His father told Stephen Connella in Sports Illustrated that throughout his childhood, Newman didn't do much of anything else. By the time he was 7 years old, his family saw that he did have a talent for driving, and Newman was a champion midget racer by the age of 17. In all, he had more than 100 victories, and was eventually inducted into the Quarter Midget Hall of Fame. After graduating with honors from South Bend La Salle High School in 1996, Newman studied engineering at Purdue University but at the same time, continued to race. He raced USAC sprint cars during the 1999 season, and won the USAC Silver Bullet Series title, making him the first driver to win all 3 USAC divisions, Midget, Sprint, and Silver Bullet. Although he had previously only competed in open-wheel racing, he decided during the 1999 season that he wanted to race in NASCAR on the Winston Cup circuit. This was not an easy goal to reach, since in order to drive in NASCAR, Newman had to learn to drive stock cars. However, because he had displayed such potential as a driver, he was signed to Roger Penske's team in 2000. In that year, he drove in 5 ACA stock car races, winning 3 of them. At one race, the EasyCare 100, he led every lap after setting an all-time stock car qualifying mark at Lowe's Motor Speedway. In the same year, he also competed in some NASCAR Busch Series and Winston Cup races. In 2001, Newman continued to drive part-time for Penske. He drove in the ACA, Busch, and Winston Cup races, winning his first Busch race in Michigan in August of that year. In addition, he won the ARCO 200 at Daytona International Speedway. During this season, he concentrated on gaining experience, improving his driving, and getting a feel for the length of the races and the way the heavier stock cars handled. However, his wins gave him confidence that he was on the right track. In August of 2001, he graduated from Purdue, having earned a degree in vehicle structural engineering. That next year was Newman's official Winston Cup rookie year. He continued to drive for Penske and was sponsored by Alltel in the No. 12 Ford. The first half of the season was difficult for him, but he did manage to win the New Hampshire 300. He also set a record for the number of poles won in a rookie year, winning at least 6. He won the Winston in Charlotte, North Carolina, and was named the Winston Cup Rookie of the Year. In 2003, the Penske team switched from Ford cars to Dodge vehicles, and Newman drove the No. 12 Dodge for Penske. He was not hurt in a rollover crash at Daytona, and did not finish above 7th place until he won the Samsung Radio Shack 500. He went on to win the MBNA 400, the Tropicana 400, and the GFS Marketplace 400. In all, he won twice as many races as any other driver did that year, and came close to taking the Winston Cup, ending only 311 points behind champion Matt Kenseth. One thing that sets Newman and his team apart from many other teams is their use of computerized technology. While other teams make mechanical adjustments to their cars and then test them on the track, Newman and his crew chief, Matt Borland, who is a mechanical engineer, use computer simulations, wind tunnel tests, and computer modeling to examine what effect various changes might have on the Dodge. Perhaps because of this technology, Newman has become known for his amazing fuel economy, which has allowed him to win more races. For example, in the Banquet 400 at Kansas Speedway in October of 2003, Newman ran a poor qualifier and started 11th. However, he raced the last 117 miles on a single tank of gas, allowing him to pass competitors who had to stop for a fill-up. Most teams drive 4 miles per gallon. Newman, by precisely calculating his car's performance, drove 5.3 miles per gallon in that 177-mile stretch. Though finishing the season 2003 with a series-high 8 wins and 11 poles, Newman also suffered 7 DNFs, which left him 6th in points. His number of poles during the season led to him being nicknamed Rocket Man. In 2004, Newman qualified for the inaugural chase for the Cup by finishing 7th in points with 2 wins and 9 poles. He made the 2005 chase as well, while returning to the Busch Series after a 4-year absence, winning 6 out of the 9 races he entered, including a series record 5 straight. Newman endured his first winless season in 2006, finishing a career-worst 18th in points, while his longtime crew chief, Matt Borland, left for Michael Waltrip Racing. His pole ratio between his rookie year and 2006 was 1 in every 3 races, tying him for 15th on the all-time poles list. As of November 2020, Ryan has 51 poles, placing him 9th all-time. In 2007, despite a streak of 3 consecutive poles, Newman again failed to win a race, including a near win at Lowe's Motor Speedway that was spoiled by a blown tire. His winless drought ended after he won the 2008 Daytona 500 on February 17, 2008. It was also the first Daytona 500 win for Penske. On July 15, 2008, Newman announced that he was leaving Penske at the end of the season, and a month later, it was confirmed he was joining Haas CNC Racing for 2009, in the number 4 Chevy Impala. The number was later changed to 39 due to Morgan, McClure Motorsports owning the number. The team was renamed Stewart Haas Racing before the season. Despite a slow start, Newman earned a pole, 5 top 5s, and 15 top 10s, and an average finish of 14.0, his best since his 8-win season in 2003. On September 12 at Richmond, Newman finished 10th and clinched a spot in the chase for the first time since 2005. On November 1, 2009, at the AMP Energy 500 at Talladega Superspeedway, Newman was involved in a heavy crash on the backstretch in which he flipped over on top of Kevin Harvick entering Turn 3. He ended up on his roof, and because the roof was crushed, crews had to use the jaws of life to pry the roof off the car after NASCAR officials flipped it back over. Newman was unharmed. On April 10, 2010, Ryan Newman broke a 78-race winless streak with a win in the Subway Fresh Fit 600 at Phoenix International Raceway. He only led 4 laps during the race. The win was the first in NASCAR history for a car numbered 39. In September 2010, he was chosen as honorable mention in a list of the smartest athletes in sports by Sporting News. Newman Tandem racing with Dale Earnhardt Jr. during the 2011 Gatorade Duels at Daytona. Newman began his 2011 season by leading the most laps in the Daytona 500, but crashed twice late and finished 22nd. He got his first win of the season winning on a fuel mileage having enough to get the checkered flag at the Lennox Industrial Tools 301 at New Hampshire, giving him his 3rd career win at the track. Tony Stewart finished 2nd, giving Stewart Haas Racings their first ever 1-2 finish. At the same track in September, Newman grabbed his 3rd pole of the season at the Sylvania 300. The 49th pole of his career put him in a tie for 10th all-time on career poles with Bobby Isaac. On April 1, 2012, at Martinsville Speedway, Newman survived a wild finish to get the 16th win of his career. The finish involved a controversial caution with 3 laps to go involving the number 10 of David Reutemann, which set up a green-white checkered finish. Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson dominated, but on the restart, they crashed with Clint Bowyer, and Newman came through unscathed en route to the win. On September 9, 2013, it was announced that Newman would replace Truex in the chase after an investigation into Bowyer's spin proved that Bowyer had spun himself out intentionally to give Truex an opportunity to hold off Newman for the spot, under which Truex would have clinched a tiebreaker over Newman. On July 12, 2013, it was announced that Kevin Harvick would be joining Stewart Haas Racing, driving the number 4 Chevrolet SS, and that Newman would depart from the team at season's end, due to the team having no funding to run a 4-car team. On September 9, 2013, it was announced that Newman would be moving to Richard Childress Racing for the 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season, replacing Jeff Burton in the number 31 Chevrolet. Newman's first highlight of the year was at the Profit on CNBC 500 Phoenix Spring Race. During the Cup Series event, Newman controlled the race with less than 50 laps to go, battling Kyle Busch for the lead for several laps. An untimely caution came out with less than 40 to go. Having not pitted in over 60 laps, Newman and Busch were forced to pit during the caution. As a result, Newman and Busch lost their shot at the win. At Homestead, Newman almost won the championship, but because he finished second to Kevin Harvick in the race, he finished second to Harvick in the standings. When Newman was interviewed, he stated that he was not going to play dirty and wanted to have a clean race with Harvick. Ryan Newman was in position to win the race with a two-tire call prior to the final caution. Jeff Gordon pit, which allowed Harvick to gain 1 row for the upcoming restart for the championship. Newman announced in January 2015 that he renewed his Richard Childress Racing contract and would drive the number 31 again for the 2015 NASCAR Cup Series season. Though Newman did not win a pole in 2014, he was listed as being among the drivers allowed in the Sprint Unlimited because NASCAR allowed all chase drivers to participate in the race. On October 10, 2016, Newman signed a multi-year extension with Richard Childress Racing to return in 2017. This extension was rewarded with Newman's and Childress's first victory in 4 years with his triumph in the Camping World 500 at Phoenix International Raceway. The race was dominated by Kyle Busch, but a late caution caused by Joey Logano blowing a tire with 5 laps to go set up a final restart. Newman elected to stay out and held off Kyle Larson to claim the win. The win marked Newman's 18th and RCR's 106th Cup victory, ending 127 and 112 race winless streaks, respectively. This was also the first win for the number 31 car since Jeff Burton won at Lowe's Motor Speedway in 2008. Newman was eliminated in the first round, after finishing only 2 points behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr. On September 15, 2018, it was announced that Newman will not return to Richard Childress Racing in 2019. On September 22, 2018, it was announced that Newman would drive the number 6 Ford Mustang GT full-time for Roush Fenway Racing starting in 2019. At the conclusion of the 2019 Monster Energy NASCAR All-Star Race, Clint Bowyer chopped Newman's nose, which sent Bowyer into the wall during the cool-down lap. Following the race, Bowyer attacked Newman on pit road. Both drivers were called to the NASCAR hauler, but neither was penalized for the incident. During an autograph session at a Bass Pro Shops store on May 23, a fan brought a pair of boxing gloves for both drivers to sign. Despite not winning a race, Newman stayed consistent enough to make the 2019 playoffs. He was eliminated in the round of 16 after multiple incidents resulted in him finishing 32nd at the Charlotte Roval. He finished 15th in the final points standings, with his best finish of second coming at Talladega in October after losing the lead to Ryan Blaney in a photo finish by .007 seconds, the 6th closest finish in NASCAR history. On February 17, 2020, when leading on the final corner of the final lap of the 2020 Daytona 500, Newman's car was tapped in the rear by Ryan Blaney, who was running second. Newman's car veered across the track and bounced off the outside wall, rolling over onto its roof and turning the driver's side toward the onrushing car of Corey LaJoie. The collision caused Newman's car to roll over again, and it slid upside down in a shower of sparks and flames across the finish line in 9th position, coming to a stop hundreds of yards away from the impact. LaJoie's car suffered hood damage and caught fire, but he appeared unhurt. It took nearly 15 minutes to extract Newman from the wreck and put him in an ambulance before he was taken to Halifax Medical Center. He sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Over the next 2 days, RFR provided updates on Newman's recovery, culminating in his release from the hospital on February 19, walking unaided. Ross Chastain replaced Newman in the number 6 starting with the Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas. On February 23, a statement was released detailing Newman's status, revealing that he suffered no broken bones but was recovering from an unspecified head injury. There was no timetable for Newman's return to resume his seat upon his hospital release, subject to his rehabilitation. 3 weeks after the crash, Newman made an appearance at the Phoenix race, stating he believed his survival was a miracle, having looked at the state of the wreck afterwards. Newman announced on April 26 that he would return to the driver's seat at the restart of NASCAR's 2020 season, as early as May 17. On April 27, 2020, it was announced that Newman was medically cleared to return to competition. In addition, NASCAR granted him a waiver for eligibility in the 2020 playoffs. However, he failed to make the playoffs after posting only 2 top 10 finishes, an 8th at the Daytona 500 and a 6th at the Yellowwood 500. Newman will return to Roush Fenway Racing in 2021. Ryan Newman was married to Chrissy, and they have 2 daughters, named Brooklyn and Ashlyn. They're regularly seen at his racing events. Ryan and Chrissy operate the Ryan Newman Foundation and the Rescue Ranch. The foundation's purpose is to educate and encourage people to spay or neuter their pets and to adopt dogs and cats from animal shelters. It also has the mission to educate children and adults about the importance of conservation so the beauty of the great outdoors can be appreciated by future generations. They provide college scholarship funding through the Rich Vogler Scholarship Program, of which Newman himself was a recipient, to students interested in auto racing careers. The Indiana Board of Commissioners dedicated a half-mile stretch of newly rerouted Lincoln Way West, formerly U.S. route, near the South Bend Regional Airport to Newman. This road, located in St. Joseph County, Indiana, was dedicated to Newman on April 29, 2008. On February 13, 2020, just 4 days before his horrific crash at the Daytona 500, Ryan and Chrissy announced that they had decided to amicably separate after 16 years of marriage. In a statement, they revealed they were still friends and planned to continue operating the foundation and rescue ranch together. Newman is a car enthusiast and owns 14 cars. He enjoys driving and working on vintage cars, particularly 1950s Chryslers. His first car was a '74 Triumph TR6. His favorite car is his 1948 Buick Roadmaster convertible he received from his wife as a birthday gift. His collection can be viewed on the History Channel show American Pickers, episode, Art of the Deal. Newman also enjoys fishing when he finds time during race weekends. His marketability and ability to win on the tracks has made him one of the wealthiest race car drivers. Newman's total assets are assessed to be around $50 million, while his total on-track earnings are estimated to be under $90 million. While most of Newman's money comes from purse money, he also has several endorsement deals, including Castrol and Coca-Cola, for his website. With Newman's continued success on the racetracks, we're sure that he'll keep adding to his wealth and car collection. We hope you have enjoyed reading Ryan Newman Biography, and we hope it's inspired you to new discoveries. If you liked our video, please like and leave a comment. Also, please subscribe to our channel to always be the first to know about new videos.